This is the 19th of August 2018. I want to just have a quick look at the weekly chart of the euro. We've seen some quite interesting moves here. We've definitely seen some potential buying last week on the euro. We see this narrow spread week compared to this week and this week, yeah, and he's even compared to these weeks here and here. So this week here, this area here was a congestion zone on the euro. It was very, very difficult to trade, but we were seeing strength all the way through here. Now, the interesting thing, all of a sudden, bam, we came up with this Turkish news and, oh, the lira and this and that, so on and so forth, yeah. So here we actually see a down bar trying to push lower and closing on its highs on ultra high volume. This is actually a sign of strength, okay? This is actually a sign of strength. And quite potentially, where we're going to go is we're going to go into this area here, or potentially, which is 1.1550, or potentially back into this area here. Potential is there. Now, obviously, what we're looking for on Monday is we're looking for any signs of strength on a 30-minute above the 1.1440 level. We're looking to trade above the close of the weekly last week. We're looking to buy any signs of strength intraday. Looking for an up move into this area. This is the trading plan. Now let's look at the dollar index. Okay, let's look at the dollar index, because the dollar index is 54% consisting of the euro. Okay, so we're going to switch over to the dollar. So here we have the dollar index, and we can see many things going on here, right? I mean, we've got some weakness on the chart that I've spoken about before. We have an up thrust. Let's have a look at this. So here's the weakness that I'm talking about. We've got an up thrust here. We came down. We had ultra high volume. Kicked the dollar index back up again. But look what happened. It only kicked it up to this selling point here. This kind of 94, 95 handle, 94.50, 95 handle, yeah? Then we see sellers here. Then we see sellers here. Then we see sellers here. Then we see an up move here on no demand. Then we see sellers here. Then we see a kind of a narrow range up move here, weakness, because it's narrow range. You couldn't even go and test the highs of these ones. Then we see wham, all of a sudden, oh, Turkey's a big issue. We see this one. This is actually, look at the volumes. It's no demand. Trade guide didn't pick it up, but there's no volume on this bar. Okay. People say, oh, summer volumes. Well, this is also July, June, July, and August through here. Then what we do is we pop up here, we break out. Yeah. Now on the breakout, we've actually seen some potential selling. This is ultra high volume here, and we've seen some potential selling. I would have liked this to have been a little bit higher. Like if it was up here somewhere, would have been nice. This would have been a major sign of weakness. But what we can say about this is that with this potential weakness here, there is a strong potential for us to go down and see this level in here at least a test of the 95 handle. Now, once we test the 95 handle, which is the breakout level, we can see what's going to happen. So we can either take off from there back to the upside, or we can, so once we go and test this area here, we can either do this or we can do that. And that's yet to be seen. But almost 95%, 90%, we can see a move down through here. If this happens, we will get the 100 pip trade in the euro that we're seeing on the weekly chart. Now, the euro weekly chart, we're going to flip back into that, okay? We can see the buying a lot clearer than on the dollar index. You see, like, this is massive. This is like April back here. We've seen this. We've seen this strength here is subtle, but it's there. It's high volume. We've seen this strength in the euro here, and now we've seen this kind of this down move. Now, is this a trap? This is the question. Is this a trap? Well, the trend is still down. So ultimately, we're kind of trying to call a bottom here, but it may not be a bottom, but we are seeing signs of strength, potential signs of strength, okay? So, but at least we're going to get a retest of here, and then maybe we're going to end up dropping down through here, yeah? Okay.